Enjoy with us the elite of the game in the World Masters.
Foul.
I was actually looking at the 9-ball for a second. It got kicked and it was going towards the side pocket. If you're new to 9-ball, if you make the 9-ball on the break, you win the rack. Yeah, it was going, but he kicked it on the bottom side. He's lost the cue ball. Ball in hand for filler. One shot, you can put the cue ball anywhere on the table.
Yeah, and for those who are very new to it all, this filler plays a shot that's left the cue ball pretty much in the only place on the table it could have gone that he didn't want it to be. So as long as you hit the lowest value ball remaining on the table first, then any pot that you make is legal and keeps you at the table. But it isn't a matter of totting up the pots. It's whoever pots the 9 wins the rack, irrespective of who's potted the balls before. And to some people, that sounds like a very strange system for a game. But when you actually see it in action, it all makes a lot of sense. It's gone wrong already for Josh, Carl.
Yeah, ball in hand. For Joshua to only pot one ball. Well, is this a sign of things to come this week? He'll go close to potting this ball. If he hits it full.
That's more like it. Well, it was for a moment, but look where he's left himself on the 4.
Here's another look from the overhead. He knew if he hits the 3-ball full, it's going to go near the side pocket. After contact, if you do not pot a ball, any ball on the table must hit a rail. So he can't just roll off the top rail here and just nestle onto the pink. He's got to go in a pocket or hit a rail. Well, he can't pot balls in the open, but he can pot them when he's snookered, Michael.
He's just leaving himself the chances to show off, isn't he? So an edgy start. A couple of crowd-pleasing pots along the way. It all finishes with the 9 whittling in. Joshua Filler wins the first rack against Eklent Kaçi. Race to 9 in this first round of the World Masters.
These are not easy if you're taking these on. People say pockets are big, but when you're behind these, they're horrible, and that can happen. And when you look behind that shot, if you stand behind the blue 2-ball and look into the corner, it's amazing how it hits that point. Sometimes a pool game can, someone could have won 3 racks by now, Michael, with, 3 breaking runs, but after the break it's been a little bit uglier. The balls have been a bit scrappy. True die-hard pool fans love this side of the game. They like to see the safeties and the kicking and the players really thinking about the game. Quite interesting, Michael. When Eklent come onto the scene, and a good few years ago, he used to play unbelievably slow. I mean, he used to be down on the shot what felt like forever. At some point, I think he must have heard the comments and people talking, and trained himself to, play a little bit quicker. He's very methodical, though. He's not going to rush around the table, but he used to stay down on shots like this forever.
So some nervy moments early on for Joshua Filler. He did win the opening rack. Eklent Kaçi, though, has taken 2 in a row since then, and he leads for the first time at 2-1.
Push-outs. Feel like there's a little bit of insurance. The green 6, it might pot in the bottom right corner. And the purple 5's near it. That's for a little later on in the rack. And you see he's moving the 9. He's trying to disturb something. And he's done that. That's not bad. Might have left a carom. Carom is where you flick a ball and then pot another ball. So whoever gets to the purple 5, maybe they can kiss off the 5 with the cue ball and pot the 9. Doesn't have to play this shot. He can give it back to Kaci if he doesn't like it. I think he'll play this one.
Extension called.
I talked earlier about how he always backs himself. Any sniff of a pot, he always seems to believe he can get it. That leads to such an attacking attitude, but it's another one that's gone astray. He hasn't settled into this match yet.
Love to get this cue ball welded up, touching the green 6. That takes away rails from the kick shot from Filler. The purple 5 should go up table. How's the cue ball? It's good enough, you know. It's took away the side rails. Filler's in trouble.
Yeah, we talked about how he hasn't settled into the match yet. Getting to the table, itching to get stuck in, finding himself in a position like this won't help him settle at all.
Quite an interesting one, really, because he's kept the 6 ball tied up. Maybe he was just trying to move the 6 away from the 8. Not an easy hit, this. It's easy to go around the back of it. He's missed it, so it's ball in hand for Kaci.
Foul strike, ball in hand.
Boy, it's going to be tough to get on this 6 somewhere.
Please start the clock. Extension called.
I think he was just clarifying with Ben Taylor Fuente, a referee, that still had an extension available to him.
I think he's trying to send the cue ball into the 8. He was just looking at the rail above left centre pocket, or the centre pocket at the top of your screens, playing this with loads of left spin. Cue ball runs into the 8, but you're not guaranteed a shot. That's what he's playing. Played this nice, deserves a look, and he's got a look. That's okay. This pops, this is a good chance. But it's another long shot for Filler, and it's a long shot you've got to take on. And if some of our viewers watch snooker, I know, Michael, you're familiar with the old snooker, you've worked on it for many years. Snooker's a bit different because a lot of the long pots, they always try and play a two-way safety behind them long shots, don't they? But in 9-ball, if you miss the pot, usually just leave the ball on. But that will settle Filler down. There's no two ways about it. But again, he needs an angle on the purple 5. So let's see where this cue ball finishes. Because it's the brown 7 after the purple 5. He needs an angle. It's amazing how many times you leave yourself straight. It's incredible. The cue balls had to travel the full width of the table, come off the rail, and look where it's finished. It's landed dead straight.
Yeah, any distance at all, either side of that, and this becomes a much more straightforward shot. And as a result, he had to force it to try to create the angle, and missed it.
Yeah, you see this shot come up. SVB, in my opinion, is the greatest at that shot, but that is worrying from Filler. He's not contacted the cue ball anywhere near where he wanted. It was very jabby, very heavy-handed, and yep, he knows the cameras are on him.
Just when it looked as though Filler might get things up and running, get a bit of confidence into his cueing arm by running out from the chance he was left there, Kaci suddenly finds himself with an opportunity to put real distance between the two of them. just heap further pressure onto his German opponent.
Nicely done there. Straight in the middle.
You might think they'd cross over, but you try splitting up those Austrians. Mario He also in the field, and we see the Austrians travelling together. Great pals.
Great safety shot there from Philip. The 2-ball is off the rails, so that means there's gaps. That means the cue ball can miss it either side.
You can see there huge pictures of the 16 players in the field all around the perimeter of the arena. Remember last year in Brentwood, they actually turned the lights off on each player as he went out. I assume they'll be doing the same again. Duong Quoc Quang of Vietnam, the only debutant in the World Masters this year, will be playing Shane Van Boening tomorrow.
Foul stroke, ball in hand.
It was awkward, that, for Eklent, all because of where the 2-ball went. You could see how close he got to the hit. Barely misses this. I think you were trying to go 3 rails behind it as well.
So many events nowadays do. In addition to all the major tournaments we see from the matchroom side of things, there are a lot of smaller but still very significant events which count for points, and Joshua Filler has already won one of those this year. Derby City Classic back in January, beat Pius Labutus in a hill finish. Pretty close to winning another ranking title just last month. The McDermott Classic got to the semis, narrowly beaten by Victor Zielinski, who went on to win the title. Joshua Filler won this title 2 years ago. He's battling here to avoid a second successive first-round World Masters exit. And he's battling well at the moment. He's won a couple of racks in a row. He's back to just one behind now. It's 4-3.
Which is why you practice as a kid. Well, he's got this break dial down now. Doesn't mean you're going to get a shot on the lowest ball. And he hasn't been getting a shot, but he's got a shot now. The 2 balls come round. Look at this. Another good break, though. You could see the cue ball coming back off the side rail.
Well, everything has turned around, hasn't it? He was looking under pressure. He was shaking his head. Just didn't appear to be settled at all in the contest. Put together some nice play since. When this 9 is deposited, we're going to see our first break and run of the tournament. Only previous time in this match that Joshua Filler was in the lead was after the first rack. He then lost 4 in a row, but he's hit back with 4 on the bounce himself. Filler back into the lead now over Kaci, 5-4.
Foul stroke, ball in hand.
1 disappearing yet again, Carl, but so has the cue ball. Maybe a chance for Kaci to get back a bit of the momentum that he's lost here.
Please start the clock.
That does happen in 9-ball. You never know when it's going to happen, but it's happened at the right time for Eklent Kaci. He's got ball in hand here.
Joshua Filler's run of 4 in a row was built really on some very good breaking. This time he scratched from the break, and Eklent Kaçi has done the rest, so we're level once again at 5-all.
That's why he didn't take it on. He tried to get the hook behind the green 6, and he has got the hook behind the green 6.
The one other event you'll have seen on that graphic a moment ago, the Mosconi Cup, which is going to be moving to Florida at the end of the year. Mentioned Kaci became the youngest player ever to play in that on his debut. Filler's debut, he became the youngest player ever to be on the winning team. Just 19, he won all his matches, he was MVP, potted the winning ball.
I'll tell you what, I know he's fluked the 7, but that part of the game, Filler has got leaps and leaps better. Kick and stick in the cue ball, we've seen it for a few months now. He plays that shot so good now, getting the cue ball to stop where the object ball that he's kicking to try and create distance. Clearly been working on something there, as Josh.
Extension call.
It's in the middle of the pocket, Michael. It's in the middle of the pocket. Couldn't pot it in the side. What a beauty that was.
You wouldn't have backed him to make that 3 or 4 racks ago. They've been Mosconi Cup teammates 3 times. Filler was actually missing from the team when Kaci made his debut in 2018, but they played in all of the next 3 together. And they actually played a Mosconi Cup doubles as a partnership just once, without much success. In Las Vegas in 2019, they were heavily beaten by Shane Van Bonen and Skylar Woodward, as the Americans took the lead, a lead that they kept all the way to the finish in what remains their last Mosconi Cup win.
Yeah, Joshua didn't get the hook there, but it actually looks quite awkward for Eklent. He can play it off the left edge, spin the cue ball back off 2, maybe 3 rails down towards the pink 4, but he's worried the blue 2 is going to bounce back out and leave a pot. Oh, he's tried to pot the 2 off the 7. And it's Eklent's turn to fluke a ball. This match has had everything. Yeah, he's just tried to play it off the 7 into the side. Couldn't ledge for that one. Wow.
Foul stroke, ball in hand. Please start the clock.
Didn't put enough English on the cue ball.
By far the most successful player in World Masters history is from Germany, Ralf Suke, 6-time winner. Nobody else has had more than 2.
Well, that keeps him at the table. You'll have known he couldn't get on the 2 ball. So it was all about just keeping control of his visit. Striking down on the cue ball here. Is he playing another? Well, he did. He felt it went past the 9. What's he left? Well, he's left the pot to the bottom left. I'm just wondering if Josh can play this plain ball. That means no spin. Will the cue ball go near the side pocket, or will it go just after? Jeremy Jones in the crowd sweating this match.
He'll be up here to commentate on Ouschan and Lechner. A few minutes.
Well, he fired it, he went past the green 6. Made a wonderful sound when it went into the pocket as well.
Even more so now. To see what can possibly go wrong from here, and this can be very significant. Kaci was at the table. Went for a bank. Which looked like a big ask. Ultimately, it's a decision whose outcome is going to cost him. Two in a row for Filler, and from 6-all, he's made it to the hill first at 8-6. Well, 1 certainly went in the side that time, and the 2 is going to be kind to him as well. Well, there's only been 1 run out from the break in the whole match. It was delivered by Filler in rack 9. Is he going to finish with another?
Can definitely cut this 2-ball into the side pocket. Just depends whether the cue ball will miss the 6. It's always difficult to see from here how thin it is. He can definitely play the bank. If that affords better position, he will play the bank. Did play the bank.
And now the finish line is starting to appear.
This has been a great match to kick this year's Masters off. Still got 4 balls to pot, but he's bouncing around the table like he usually does. But he didn't start off bouncing, did he, Michael?
No, he looked like a broken man in those first few racks. He was clearly under a lot of pressure, didn't settle in at all. Was needlessly losing position, missing a couple of balls by huge margins. Along the way, he's played his way into form. It looks as though he's going to finish off with his 2nd break and run of the match. Good to see Eklent Kaçi back on the big stage like this after that horrific accident. We'll see him defending his UK Open title in Telford this year, week after next. But it doesn't seem we're going to see any more of him in this tournament. Joshua Filler came into the World Masters last year as the defending champion and was gone on the opening night.
Come on!
Looked like it might be the same this time, but it was 4-1 down, but he's followed up by winning 8 of the next 10 racks and by pulling clear from 6-all with 3 in a row to finish it off at 9-6. Filler is through, and he has knocked out last year's World Masters runner-up.
So a little bit like the first match, players are trying to pop the 1 ball into the side pocket.
Just like the first match, an opening scratch with the 1 not going down, another ball. Thought the break, you know, we had a bit of a long one there in our opener. But I thought the break is what slowed the match down the most. There was a lot of tactical play, some dry breaks. Even situations where the players got ball in hand and really couldn't run out. It's almost like the game of 9-ball. If you keep getting there, it's going to allow you to break through. But it's playing with the best in the world.
Yeah, winning breeds confidence, doesn't it? Really does.
Yeah, and this is that side of the game you were talking about from Albin. And, you know, we could have, you know, taken someone maybe from your local club to play that safety, but to get more out of the cue ball, like freezing it to the 9, not allowing that easy one rail kick by the 8, those little extras mean something.
Extension called.
One extension per player per rack.
This is all speed. If he overhits it, it won't take the bend. Yeah, nice speed. He actually bent it too much.
Foul shot.
Well, if you'd have missed the ball, JJ, I thought he would have missed it on the other side. To find this little rail here and miss the 7, that will shock Max just like it shocked us.
Yeah, and that's solely the slick table.
But how many times have we seen Albin Ouschan get ball in hand or an opportunity off a safety shot that he's played? He's played 2 great safeties in the opening rack here.
Okay, a little elevation. Really good stuff there. Somewhat like Fuller's 2 ball in the first match, never touched the rail.
Where's the cue ball going here when he goes forward?
I think it fell a little awkward where you can't really apply some right spin to go underneath the 9. I think he's got to kind of go one rail at the 7 here between the 8 and 9.
Nicely done. Nicely done indeed to find that little gap. Well, this is just a walk in the park so far for Albin Ouschan.
I don't see anything really easy here, though. Kind of cueing awkwardly off the side cushion. Is he kicking behind this to put the 1 behind the 7, maybe? Going behind the 4 with the cue ball? Really nice. Heady play.
Yeah, the kick safe there, played on the money there.
Yeah, and you might ask, why didn't he just play into the 1 to go behind the 4? But he couldn't get the 1 that far down table, playing directly at the 1 where the kick shot offered more speed on the 1. But this is, again, another part of the game that Albin's one of the best.
Extension called.
It's kind of a long-term investment kind of thing, but kicking at the ball wisely. I think he slow rolls this. There's so much traffic down here, and the 2 to the 3 is a little awkward. He's definitely not slow rolling it if he's jacking up.
Oh, fabulous hit. He felt he had to jack up. he was going near the middle. Just look at that. What is Max Lechner thinking now?
Well, I'm wondering what Albin's thinking, because I don't know if you noticed when he was walking around, he kind of looked over at Max and smiled a bit. Kind of like a couple friends on the golf course. One's out of play, the other one chips in. It's to bump the 7. So often you'll see that two players, when they're snookered, carry 2 cues to the table. It's got to go offensive here, trying to bank this in.
Extension called.
Got to get the cue ball up in the air quick as well. It's on a massive gap.
No, I was thinking the same, and he looked like he reached to take the extra extension off. They'll do that when they're closer to the ball, take some weight off the cue. I don't think a big underdog to bury this bank.
Needs a little bit of help here. Suppose he's landed on the wrong side of the 2 ball to get on the red 3.
Yeah, we might see a nice one with the cue ball here. I think there's a path between the 7-9 to go around the 4 and maybe get by the 8. It's pretty touchy, but I think it's there. It's all about the speed to let the 3rd rail really open up and not catch the 8. I think the first part of the shot's not that hard.
Somebody raked it in the ground, didn't they? Yeah, how difficult are these shots? I mean, it is near the rail, let's be honest, but the distance is queuing off the rail as well. Well, it looked a little wide, but I'm sure we can all agree we're happy to see Max pot a ball.
Yeah, he wasn't so convinced when he let it go, but another one here he's just got to pay attention to. Doesn't have to work the cue ball a whole lot. That helps. And I don't know if he has a pocket. Besides something thin.
Yeah, he wanted to stop the cue ball, didn't he, and then play the red in the left centre.
Well, those shots from distance trying to come back just a couple inches, that's why I thought it wasn't a complete hanger, especially with very limited time at the table during this match. Another one, blind pocket, they call it.
Strange, isn't it, JJ? I always used to think this. I've not had much table time, I've not had many shots, and then when I get my opportunity, it could have been 4-0 or 6-0. Just nothing seems to go right. You don't get the cue ball, you're not hitting the cue ball how you want.
Again, not too in love with much here to start. I'd like to see how he plays this. Is he going to cue downward, trying to pull the ball towards the 3? The cue ball is the one goes by the 5. Yeah, it's the only shot I really saw and how he did it.
Well, good luck hitting this ball, Albin. You're good, but sure you're not this good.
Yeah, the line of the cue ball, Max is there's got that priceless smile from Mad Max. There's all kinds of Mads. I don't know if he's in the state of mind he likes the most right now, but I'll tell you, this hit, the way the line on the cue ball is, I don't know if he has to spin this much. If he has to spin a lot, he may not be able to hit it hard enough to get a rail after contact, if he contacts the 1. Now, if he can just go at it without a whole lot of side, I think he's got a chance. I wonder if he bumps something into maybe an early combination on the 9, maybe. He does foul.
Foul shot.
Wow, that was close. That was really close. What an effort there. But it's ball in hand
Please start the clock.
for Max Lechner, and this is why just look at the cue ball welded behind the red 3.
And I think he's looking at a quick win here on the 1-9. Not that difficult a combo, but you really haven't pocketed many balls. They're certainly missable, but you can't blame him with the 4-6, the way it lays, the 3 back down table. He's going to shoot this with a little speed. Not a whole lot, but a little speed.
Well, is this the first rack for Mad Max? It is. He's off the board.
Max Lechner wins the rack.
Every comeback starts somewhere.
Should be okay. The tendency on the miss is to hit this a hair thick into the long rail.
He's missed the 8 ball. I was just about to say I'm loving this camera angle of the table. Here's a look from behind the pocket. At that pace, they're just not going to go.
Yeah, surprised by the miss. Did actually overcut it a bit.
Extension.
I was going to say, with a nice break and run here, going to the ad break. Time to maybe regroup even more at 7-2, but now ad break looks not so nice.
Albin's aiming low, but thought he could maybe go long rail first. So the cue ball could get away from him here.
Yeah, I think he's trying to come 2 cushions where he's at now. He let up on it just a little, so he's going to have a little more angle, a little more distance. You'll see that these are not ones you can overlook.
Yeah, but I'm with you, JJ. If Lechner could have just won the rack there and gone into the break, you just never know. But it's that 9 ball for Albin Ouschan that puts him on the hill.
I think I got to go easy here. We'll see, but he's got to just float this in. Can he go back and forth, beating the side with a little right check? He's going to go past the side, so a little bit of an opening.
Usually so reliable with his cue ball control, so the fact that he didn't get good on the 7 is why he's just missed that ball. I'm sure Max is thinking, why now? Why when there's 3 balls left, 8-1 down?
Extension called.
Well, this is a little thin as well, so he's going to probably carry an angle on the 8. They have to go into the 9. Going short side here. Banked it. Nice shot.
Cue ball's going to be running into the 9 ball. He's going to be left with a tester, JJ.
Yeah, big time. And I was a little surprised because he had to know he was going to hit the 9 very thick and the cue ball wasn't going to move much. I thought if he was going to put speed, it would be more of a high ball. That way the cue ball's coming up table off the 9. Yeah, this is nothing easy at all.
Well, he's done well there, potting the 9. It was not an easy 9. It'd be very easy to miss that ball. Looked a good effort. But we know where the cue ball's finished. He's going to be jacked up with the green 6. We know how difficult this type of shot is because Filler missed one of these shots in the opening rack of the evening.
Yeah, and it's all about how he hit the pocket there. He caught the 3 a little heavy, cost him a good foot of cue ball travel. Wow, thought at that speed that was in.
What do you put this down to, JJ? Everything's gone Albin's way. He's had the chances. He's had the chances off the break. His opponents missed that 8 ball where he's got back to the table and, you know, nicked another rack. He's on the hill. It was 8-1. Where has this come from?
Like that. This didn't get easy either. I don't know about the side spin he played there. I wouldn't have wanted to hit the 8 more thick that way. I would have rather played it a little more natural.
Extension call.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Well, it's the 9-ball up the long rail to stay in the tournament. And it's there. He's still alive, JJ. I'm going to see one of the greatest, if not the greatest, comeback in Masters history. I always feel like now I've done a lot of commentary and watched a lot of pool, Jeremy. At 8-6, it feels a bit like a hill match the more I've watched, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, you got to feel like, looky here, a triple combination on the 2, 8, and 9. You can see it, the black 8 and the bumblebee 9 ball. But Albin got a few breaks where he was right next to the object ball, so if that, you know, gets returned in Max's favor, you could see a pretty close score here soon.
Yeah, when Max missed that 8 ball, I mean, look at that. This is wired. I'm not really sure what he come round to look at, JJ, to be honest.
Yeah, the only way he could miss this is with way too much speed, I think. Maybe a miss hit on the 8, but very difficult to miss this ball.
Well, are we about to see something special? Max Lechner was 8-1 down. It's now 8-4. And it's 8-4 because this was a table layout off the break. An easy rack. We're going to just grazed the 3, didn't he? Needed a fuller hit. What a crazy game 9-ball can be, JJ.
Extension call.
Who'd have thought we'd be in this position?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talked about it to open the show. The unexpected is what you expect. And I'll tell you what, I like the kick he was looking at. He had to put a little spin on it, but with all the traffic down here with the black 8, the 3 and the pink 4, the 9's there. Love to kick to this top cushion and bring the cue ball down at the 2. Requires a little right spin, but wants to catch 2 rails here, huh? To come across towards the pink 4 with the cue ball. Hit it head on. What a shot. That was by design, either trying to use the red 3 or the green 6 to get the snooker.
Yeah, it was an Albin Ouschan special, this one. Just wants to catch the rail. Kind of where his piece of chalk is.
Yeah, he's kind of contorted, leaning over the table, trying to get his line right, just because kind of out of position with the body. Can he get a lot of speed on this, though? Don't know if he can.
a shot that was. The players, you know, them type of shots, JJ, you know, you fancy hitting the 2-ball full, don't you?
We're here to talk about it, but as a player, it's hard to keep out of your mind as well. He's going after this bank cross side.
And he's made it. He has made the bank. Jeremy, you said 8-5. We have a game on. The score is now Albin Ouschan 8, Mad Max 5. If he doesn't, what's his options? Get the 2 on the top rail?
Yeah, and just try and go between the 8-6. Hopefully you hit a gap to continue the cue ball. I think if you try and entertain adding spin to go around the 6 or something like that, I think you may lose the 2.
He's jacked up.
Oh, he can make it. Think he fooled himself there? Well, he's gotten a roll. He's fluked in the brown 7. He's going to get a shot on the blue 2 as well.
Well, this is unbelievable. Cast your minds back probably about 45 minutes, Jeremy. You called it. Albin fluked the 1 ball. This is the fluke from Max on the 7. Nothing you can do about it. Remember about 45 minutes ago when Albin fluked the 1, the kick shot, and he looked over and gave him a little smile, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. It was all smiles for Albin Ouschan about that time, and you said just some half hour ago or so things have started to change. Now this is an awkward one, a little off angle. This is where the pocket could shrink on you a little bit, drawing the cue ball.
It was very jabby. That's the problem. On these cloths with these balls, you've got to trust a slower delivery.
Well, that's the technique that I thought, you know, Max was trying to get away from a little bit, make it a little sweeter, as they say, but
it was a match what started out with Albin Ouschan smiling a lot and looking very calm and relaxed. That has changed. The scoreline has made that change. But this would stand him in good stead moving forward, won't it, Jeremy? To come through a match like this really sets up your tournament.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't get us wrong. He was up 8-1 and didn't make a ton of mistakes by any means to surrender 5 on the spin, but he's played a beautiful match, so he can definitely lean on this.
Well, relieved Albin Ouschan, you could see he looked up into the gods because he was 8-1 up in this match. In the end, he will be delighted as he gives us a fist pump to close the match out. He beats his good friend 9 racks to 6.
To potting the ball, one of the best there is, but one thing that Aloysius, he's very good at that as well, but very, very good with the cue ball. In my opinion, one of the best position players in the game.
So Jayson Shaw then, 35 years of age, finished 2023 as number 5 in the world, which was an improvement of 1 place on the start of the year.
Extension called.
Number 5 is where he is in the current standings.
Awkward cueing over the black 8. It's going to go 1 cushion at this pink 4. Doesn't need a ton of speed, but he needs enough to get a little bit of separation. Maybe cue ball to the side rail, pink 4 to the opposite.
Foul stroke.
Kick shot opened up, so it's going to be ball in hand for Yapp. Whirlpool Masters the last 2 years have not been very good for Jayson, and not really too much of his own fault. Made one mistake last year and got knocked out of the event. Very lopsided score line, pretty much the same thing the year before.
Not going his way in the very early stages of this first round match. Aloysius Yapp puts the first rack on the board.
For certain shots especially. You'll see he plays with a pause in the back of the cue ball, or back of the stroke, excuse me, on some shots, but then some shots not. What a beautiful kick shot there. Definitely by design. He's cut off the one rail kick as well, so it's super difficult here for Jayson. Be happy with that hit.
As I said, I was talking to Jayson for quite a while earlier today, and in addition to all that swimming and fitness work that he was telling me about, he's also been really struggling with his right foot in recent weeks. He's had to have a lot of attention on it, and it's still causing him problems.
Trying to cut the one and zigzag the cue ball here behind the 9, maybe behind the 7. He's going to bank it in. He'll take that. I'll talk to Jayson a bit about that. It was, I think, what he told me, the doctor, was like a severe sprain that he kind of let linger and didn't really think it was much, and it kind of got worse on him as the last month or so has gone.
He's had to have all his footwear adjusted and have orthotic inserts put in.
Yeah, so it's been 2 nice safeties. Nice kick and return, then a bit of a fluke on the one ball, but Shaw back in control. This is a difficult hit here. Can he wrap the corner right near the 7 and get at the two cushions? No, he's got to come to the short rail.
Foul stroke. Ball in hand.
Gives you a little room for error. Normally, that's kind of the mentality. He's going to kick, try and bring the cue ball behind the brown 7. Caught it a little thin. Did get the ping forward to the top cushion. The 7 is cut off the big time, the rail to kick to. So this is going to be a difficult hit. In fact, I'm not sure what he's going to do here. It looks like he's going for the short cue, but he's going to jump over the 7. I was going to say, and go to the rail. It'd be hard pressed to jump over the 6 from that distance, but this makes more sense.
He loved that, didn't he? It's like I was saying a few minutes ago, he just wants to get stuck in and get on with potting balls and pulling off shots like that.
Tell you, just like a big mistake, big shot, you got to leave it behind, because another tester here on the purple 5.
It's finding that short rhythm early here.
The reason why the overcut happens, Michael, is the cue ball when you elevate, it kind of jumps when you have speed, and when the ball's in the air, it kind of hits a little more on top of the 6 and tends to cut the ball a little easier.
Just to clarify what we were saying a moment ago, Amoroto did beat SVB in Hanoi, but not to knock him out. It was then Ouschan who eventually knocked him out later on after SVB had to come through on the loser's side.
Yeah, I remember that scratch that SVB had to finish the match, or get on the hill, I believe it was. And well, so much young talent coming from the Philippines. And, well, wouldn't doubt they become the #1 country again.
Jayson Shaw wins the rack. Jayson Shaw to break. Giving 4 racks to 1.
And the 9th in total. Made his debut some 14 years ago.
Nineball.
Oh, good call. Finally made the 1, not by design, and the 9 went the same way. So the first golden break we've seen here. Jayson Shaw has now won 5 in a row. He leads Aloysius Yapp by 5 racks to 1.
Not going to pass on this. On the slick table, you could actually scratch in the top left. Get this nice. Get this nice. A lot of control.
You know, he made that look really easy, but boy, it wasn't.
No, I think the make on the 1 was much easier than the path on the cue ball. The control with the short cue. I'll tell you, the way this is going, Yapp's going to look at that couple games when it was 1-1 and then 2-1, where there were dry breaks and a really easy opener on the 1, and the guy that usually, when he gets in position with the cue ball, stays in position, and that wasn't the case.
Well, we hadn't seen a golden break in the tournament till a couple of racks ago. Jayson Shaw rectified that. I don't remember seeing anyone pot 3 off the break today prior to this rack. Now we've had that as well. That's another very quick kill. Jayson Shaw just a couple away now from the quarterfinals. He leads Yapp 7-1.
Yeah, and you know, I talked about that before in a few interviews, that, you know, the good thing with that was Shane made all these tough shots. Now he's just got to maybe get himself a little more consistent. Oh, another one in the upper left.
Oh, he's trying to will it in, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's got a couple easy ones. The blue 2, stop your ball. He's played the 3 in the side and maybe a 4-9. The pink 4 onto the 9 to get to the hill. But yeah, great signs there, and a lot of other great signs for America as far as other players that, of course, that has a little bit and a lot to do with the World Nineball Tour, getting all these players back out playing.
It's another rack that's taken no time at all, and it's the 8th in a row that Jayson Shaw has won.
Looks like he's got to play another nice one in the corner. Just a little kill stroke here on the brown 7. The 8-9 near, and again, Yapp wants a few back, but it was all eagle eye.
Well, you know, last year, all 5 of the European team that had recently won the Mosconi Cup were beaten in the first round here. But it's been a very different story on the opening night of the 2024 World Masters, because after wins earlier tonight for Joshua Filler and for Albin Ouschan, Jayson Shaw has produced the standout performance of the opening day. He lost the first rack to Aloysius Yapp, but along the way he had a golden break during his march of 9 in a row to beat Yapp by 9 racks to 1.